Okay, let's have a look at this. Now, one of the first things I wanted to do was clear the terminal, which I was previously doing in Event Sub, I think. Oh, it's not called that anymore. It's called incoming. There we go. There it is. That one. Put that in main. Something like that. Let's just see if everything's still working the way we expect it to. Oh yeah, nice. So looks like Eloquent Robot is still sending messages. That's good. And hopefully, it's interesting that that didn't get echoed back to chat. I guess because it's not an incoming chat message. It's I don't know. All right. Uh, make this appear in chat, please. Okay, cool. All right, so that's a good start. And then we want Supabase. So Supabase is next. I think I will start that in a different window. We might just reduce the size of this a little. Something like that. Okay. And then Eloquent, there it is. And I wonder if Supabase has already started. It's already running. There you go. Let's do some of these commands on screen. So Supabase status. Okay, got a bunch of URLs, a few keys, which shouldn't matter because I don't think there's any way to access this from external to this network. Okay. Now then, the first thing we need to resolve is there's a compile error. If I go cargo build, yeah, invalid dependency Supabase, which is missing a lib target. That's a weird one. I don't completely understand that. So let's look up its documentation in docs rs Supabase. Interesting. What is it? Oh, so it's total fake. Huh. What is it doing there? Rust bindings, I guess? I don't know. No, I don't want Supabase JS Rust. So there's this Postgres RS thing, which I saw the other day. I don't really want an ORM though. I'm very happy to talk to Postgres directly. What I want is the ability to subscribe to tables. Holy crap. So is that part of this or publish maybe? There's just Postgres RS, but there's no Supabase Rust. Maybe in an alpha version or oh, what about real time? No, nothing. That's a problem. Supabase RS library. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, but there isn't one, right? Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Has someone just generated this using a chat GPT? Rust implementation, but not for the server. Postgres RS will get wrapped into a Supabase RS library. But that was back 4 years ago. Oh, I have a sinking feeling. Postgres. Okay. It's written in Haskell. Okay. Hmm. So this link from Restack, is this just full of shit, or does this library actually exist? Supabase RS. Okay, underscore. Let's try that. Docs RS Supabase RS. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Exia Dev. That's very generous of you. Uh, awesome. So, oh, hang on. Are you linking the same article I was just looking at? Yes, you are. But I really appreciate it. Hey, Deflex, how you doing? Welcome. Supabase is it, it's essentially Postgres, but with a real-time layer and a lot of really interesting tooling. So the idea is that you get to work with Postgres, which is super familiar to me, and just a real comfort point. Like I'm very happy to think in Supabase, in Postgres. But I also get the benefit of being able to subscribe to a table and have it send me updates when things change. So my idea is to use that to notify my bot and various other things when stuff happens. Um, or you can also integrate using the Supabase JS model. Hey, Flavius Kid, how you doing? Yeah, so interesting. So the real-time aspect of it is what makes me curious. So looking at this crate, this is an unofficial SDK. Does it include the ability to set up subscription? I don't even realistically know how that works yet. Delete errors, insert query success, select success, test and update. Only 8 hours to go. Harsh, harsh. I'm okay. I have the day off today, so we've been out doing a few tasks, and now I am playing with Supabase. So you can also use Supabase JS, huh? All right, so we'll find that too. Consider all of these options. Using Dino by the looks of things. Mm-mm-mm. What really makes me curious about it is the real-time stuff. So being able to listen to changes, that's what I'm looking for. Everything else I'm pretty much happy to do, just boring old Postgres stuff. Don't care about generating types. Hmm, interesting. Okay, let's just set aside the JavaScript stuff for a sec here. What is the terminology for the Supabase bit, the real-time bit? I think it's called subscription, right? By default, broadcast and presence are enabled for all projects. Listening to database changes is disabled due to database performance and security. Manage real-time replication. So I have a table. Let's see if I can bring up I can't even remember what address it is. Let me just check Supabase status. Off screen for 2 secs. API URL, GraphQL URL, DB Studio. There we go. It's on port 54323. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? There we go. Table editor, SQL editor, database, and we've got a users table with 2 rows in it. Um, and RLS disabled, real-time off. I could swear I turned it on. Enable real-time. Okay. But nothing terribly magical happens, I presume, until you subscribe to changes. So let's see how they do that in their default. So channel room 1 on broadcast event cursor pause, cursor position received, blah, blah, blah. All right. So they call it channels. Okay. Broadcast. Rapid ephemeral messages to other connected clients. Track mouse movements. Presence. Sends user state between connected clients. And Postgres changes, database changes in real time. I think this is probably what we're dealing with here. And a channel is the basic building block. When you initialize your real-time client, you define a topic that uniquely references a channel. Clients can bidirectionally send and receive messages over a channel. Okay. So all JavaScript stuff, blah, blah, blah. Real-time broadcast follows the pub/sub pattern. Sure. Presence can be used to share an online tab, blah, blah, blah. And Postgres changes. Listens for database changes and sends them to clients. Clients are required to subscribe with a JWT dictating which changes they're allowed to receive based on the database's row level security. Sure. Anyone with access to a valid JWT signed in with secret is able to listen to your database changes unless tables have row level security enabled and policies in place. Clients can choose to receive insert, update, delete, or all, which would be event star. PCB manufacturing company, interesting. I ordered some once from that one that does the purple PCBs. I forget what they're called. I have to know now. Purple PCB. Yeah, Oshpark. There we go. You don't work for Oshpark, dude. Okay. So the question is, can I do that using the Rust SDK? Doesn't look really like I can, but let's find out. Let's go to their, hopefully to their GitHub or similar. I'm actively covering the entire API. I've got docs. I don't have a GitHub. Storage, auth, real time, coming soon. Okay, so no is the answer to that question. All right, that's a shame. I'm kind of bummed about that, but never mind, we'll figure something out. What else do we have available to us in terms of SDKs? What other languages? We've got Kotlin, Vue, Refine, SvelteKit, Flutter, etc., etc. JavaScript, REST API. Tell me what languages I can use. Python, C#, Swift, Kotlin, and JavaScript, and Flutter, which is Dart. So, this uses the robotic token. I don't know how to answer that question, if it is a question. All your chat's being echoed, so that's working at least. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It is a joke, you're right. I think I silenced the bot for now. But yeah, the chat is still working, sort of. Okay, so migrate. So I guess probably the JavaScript API is our best bet. Kind of sucks. So I was hoping to do it all in Rust. I mean, there is Postgres RS. We could check and see if that does channels. Well, I don't think it does because it has to interact with the um, with the hang on, has to interact with the API. So by definition, Postgres RS, this thing. One closed. Question about real time. If there's enough demand, we have a single thread for tracking client library requests. Rust is there. Give this comment a thumbs up if you want the connector built. Real time, not started. Damn. When was that? Oh, that was 2020. Okay. It's been a while. Real time RS in 2023. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Async and sync WebSocket client wrappers for Supabase. Huh. Are we crazy enough to use a completely unfinished crate that may or may not work? I mean, it looks like it works. Connection timeouts, examples, custom middleware message mutation functions, REST channel sending, remove unused derives, throttling. I mean, yeah, we could try. We could try. You managed to memory leak Rust. Well done. That takes talent. Did you have to use unsafe? You're reading audio samples as a real-time stream from Pipewire. Does the blocking channel receive backup or something? I couldn't necessarily tell you. I know that channels do have a limit, like a limit to their queue. So if you look in mine have 32, and I have no idea whether that's a good thing or not. But if you look at the MPSC channel, where's the creation of it? I've lost it now. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, so it takes the U size for the buffer. So I guess you could be exceeding the amount in the buffer, maybe. Everything on the sender becomes a, but when you disconnect the target device from the UDP socket, you're sending to the buffer inside the channel builds up. Yeah, I bet. It goes from 6 megabytes to 3 gig. Yeah, that's definitely an implementation issue. Yeah, I'm not sure what to tell you, man. I only started using these things last week, so uh, but definitely sounds like a good question for there's a in the Rust Discord, there's an async channel which I've asked many stupid questions on, so I definitely recommend catching up with those folks. Let me just check if it's the Rust one or the Rust programming language one. Where is it? Rust. Rust game dev? No. I'm in a lot of Discords. This is getting ridiculous. Oh, you've used channels for multiple years, and this is the first time. Oh, well, you're well ahead of me then. Um, well ahead. It's in the Rust programming language one. Async. Yeah, they're pretty active too, so maybe they have some idea. Okay, so we have this library, and we should try it because that sounds like fun. It sounds like just enough trouble to get into. Um, real-time RS. Have to implement a stop and restart function? Yeah, totally. Otherwise, it's just going to keep flooding in, I guess. Cargo add. You can probably use it when it's complete. But that won't be fun. Real-time RS. And we need to get rid of Supabase because that's not actually a library. I think they might just be reserving the name. Okay, so real-time RS. Where are we? Oh, yes, yes. No, don't write. Thank you. And get rid of that. Okay, that's better. So 0.1, and is there anything else? What else do I need to know? Oh, you managed to figure it out. Nice. Okay, so that's our endpoint, access token, local anon key. Nice. What even is that? Standard env var local anon key. Interesting. Is that? Oh, they have an actual environment variable called that. Okay. Um, yes, and I see that down here in Supabase status. Nice. Okay. Client, real-time client builder. Sure. Connect to sync. I'm not sure if I'd necessarily want that. Um, broadcast, broadcast self, true, act false. On broadcast test event, channel subscribe. Hmm. Internally, oh, so this is the async version. All right, cool. The memory usage doesn't go down. Huh. You might have to pause until the device actually is available. Channel subscribe blocking. See examples for more. I certainly shall. I don't necessarily want to broadcast anything. I just want to consume events being sent by the database. Postgres change. Yeah, this is sounding promising. Go here to log in, blah, blah. Go true provider. What is go true? Go true API new. Okay. Client-side library. So it's like request. What is go true? Huh. It's changed its name to Supabase Auth. All right, I guess. Oh, I see. Originally based on the excellent GoTrue codebase by Netlify. Both have diverged significantly in features and capabilities. All right, good to know. Okay, where was I? Does this publish on Doxaris? Because that would be easiest. Let's go with real time. Feels like a bad name. It should have Supabase in it somewhere. Real time client. All right, let's see. Where's my example gone? I got too many windows again. There we go. Sorry about the ads. So I need to automate these. I always forget the sign. All right, so let's assume that we're going to need, this can all go into the section of main that outgoing. Outgoing, where are you? Out sender, here we go. Okay, so go there, spawn sender, it's doing basically nothing right now. Yeah, so we wait for an OAuth token and then we essentially do nothing. Make a user token request and then we create a chat sender which has a Helix client on it. All right. So we also need to listen for changes. So is that going to come in here? Or are we using a separate Tokyo task and then communicating with this via channels? Probably the latter, right? Seems to me. So we effectively need a store listener. Okay, do I still have a store module? I do not. All right, let's start that. Pub mod store. Although I'm probably going to need store. We can communicate with Postgres just from the ordinary incoming data flow, but this will be our async listener for for receiving information from the Supabase listener. So store listener. That'll return a results error. And okay. Oh yeah, pub async. There we go. Okay. Now then, outgoing, don't care about that right now. IGC client, don't need that. Incoming, don't need that. Main, all right. So we add store. That means we need a new block in here that is listen for Postgres changes. And then let's go, it's gonna be let store listener equals Tokyo spawn async move. It's nice to get used to all these patterns because I was thoroughly confused by them for a while. No, still sometimes. Store, and actually we'll change that to listener because it's stupid being redundant. Await. And then flatten store listener. Okay, so let's go to store, change that to listener. And that should, in theory, build. Simple as it is. Now, let's just paste this example in, and then we can see exactly what we need. What information we need. Maybe to learn a bit from it. Okay, so that URL can go into our config. And we'll call it, what do they call it? URL. Okay, no. Let's go with endpoint. So it's a Supabase, I guess, store listener endpoint. Okay. And what else? That means that this needs to get a config, which will be an arc config. Oh, we need to turn those stupid warnings off. Lua virtual text false. I really need to put that in my thing. Local anon key. Okay, so another thing that needs to go in there. Inf equals, I guess this will be eloquent robot store key. And that can just be store key. Option string. What else do we need? Probably need to pass the config. So arc new config clone. Sweet. We'll get rid of that for now. All right, event counter, arc new mutex new 0. Go true, and then we'll need an address for the go true API. Why is that a 172 address? Auth. Why is that a 172 address? That's a good question. Let's just see what is in their first example. They have any go true in there at all? I'm wondering if go true will even work or if it's diverged too much. Okay. It's going to be a lot of figuring out here, but that's right. Essentially, we need an auth endpoint. Maybe we'll just check the go true docs. You have to create an account. Yeah, I'll think about that. I'm not quite sure what the deal is there. We could, in the meantime, just run it without auth, since it shouldn't be world readable anyway. But let's just assume that we need this and it can't be passed in from elsewhere. And that we can get, we might as well install GoTrue for now. Not completely sure if that'll be used or not. And then some kind of authentication endpoint. S3 storage, DB Studio in bucket, non-key, S3 access key. Might have to find that out. We might need to do a little bit of creative coding around that. But in the meantime, we can put it into config. So I suppose we should actually expose all of these values. So let, what was it? Supabase key or store key equals config store key unwrap. All known unwrap, possibly. Um, and the other thing we needed was what? Store listener endpoint. Okay, what's the problem here? Oh, yeah, sure. So go true. Huh, nope, doesn't want to do it. Provider sign in. No, none of that stuff. None of that stuff. Hmm. What is, oh, I see, go through API new. All right. So this one is going to be, go to config and store auth endpoint, I guess. Pub store auth endpoint. Endpoint, I'm always doing that. Need to know if I absolutely need to clone those or not, because if not, it would be convenient not to. Maybe don't need to do it unless I'm using them in more than one place and it gets moved. Okay. So this can therefore be store auth endpoint. And then go to provider sign in. No method name provider sign in. Helpful. All right, let's look at their docs. Doesn't exist. API new. Get URL for provider. Yeah, it doesn't exist. Just sign in. I feel like this example might be a touch out of date. Wonder what version they used. Go true. Oh, get. All right. Branch provider sign in. Of course. Um, all right. I can do that. You can do that. I can do that. All right. I can't use OK or IR on these, right? Is it OK or IR? Oh, that's for none. Um, that's only for options. Give me some basic error handling, IR. Just the basics. You know what? I don't think we need to do either. We'll just do that. Oh, okay. Wait, get URL for provider. You just use anyhow and optionally this error to group errors. Yeah, I've been using IR, but I don't fully understand it yet. I understand IR kind of derived from anyhow. But yeah, it's definitely still a learning process for me. I'm just realizing that they're saying get URL for provider Google. So you're saying sign in using an external provider? I don't know if I want that kind of complexity. I just want to talk to my database, which is local. Let's do a quiet bit of reading about Supabase auth. Sign in through SSO, sign out. Huh. I don't know that I want. I don't know that I want auth in terms of what they are talking about, Supabase auth, which is like a separate product. I just want to connect to a channel using my token. And RLS is disabled right now. Yeah. Is this plain Chromium? No, it's just Chrome. Google Chrome stable. Hmm. RT block on. Runs a future to completion on the Tokyo runtime. Oh, I see. So we're not using Tokyo spawn. This guy really loves the sync, right? Why can't I just do things when they happen? Yeah. What is the core of this? Let's look at the async example here. Just shelve this for a second. What about this one? Builds a client. That's defining a channel. Subscribe blocking. On presence. So what are the alternatives to on presence? Block on can cause unexpected threes. Yeah, I don't particularly see a need for it either. But you know, what do I know? Yeah, real-time message presence. Real-time channel builder on presence. Adds a presence callback. On Postgres change is what we're going to be using. That's a Postgres change callback. Okay. Which is let's just shelve this. Let's shelve this for a second. I'm not sure if login's actually going to be strictly necessary. Set access token, session access token. But why can't I just use the local non-token? Connect to sync, which of course, oh, you're not even going to give me documentation for it. Rust Analyzer, have you fallen asleep again? Great. Channel Manager to sync. Is that the same thing? Real-time client builder. Connect to sync. Client manager to sync. Returns a sync wrapper, client manager sync. So I guess you can use to async. Unwrap the inner client manager, consume self. Rust Analyzer takes like 1 gig of RAM on average small code bases. I know, it's crazy. Drink more caffeine. It will all make sense with caffeine. Going back to the async example, maybe we can adapt this. Access token, client, endpoint access token. Yeah, so why can't I just do that? Let's find out. And the dog goes mental. So this would be store listener endpoint, and this would be store key. Set access token. I don't need to set access token. Connect to sync. I presume I'll need to use either to sync or to async, so let's try it. And you don't like that because I haven't imported it. And then you don't like it because no to async. I swear it exists. but only on real-time channel manager sync. All right, so different. Oh no, client manager sync. To, oh, I see. So that changes, right? I gotcha. So let's just leave that off and see where we get to. All right, well, that's a start. Let's assume for the purpose of argument that we do not need that. And I don't really understand why we would need this. Because we're already spawning a task, I'm guessing. So connect, I presume, will require an await. I may be wrong about that. I am wrong about that. What does it return? Or what does connect return? Just returns a client manager. Okay. Arc clone event counter. All right. We just created it. Why are we cloning it? On change is move. Frontline change, let mute, RC lock, unwrap, increment the counter. All right. I don't actually care about that. You intend on the warning icons to move the entire text whenever you go to normal mode. I'm not sure I understand you. Is this what you're talking about? Oh, you mean shifting in and out the whatever it's called, the sidebar, I forget what it's called, the gutter, right? Um, what jumps around? I don't see anything jumping around. Um, they definitely do move when it goes from a warning to no warning because I don't fix size the gutter. Like that, you mean? Yeah, because it's I presume because it reanalyzes, right? So it needs to. I don't really care about that. I could just fix size the gutter and that would solve the problem, but I've never bothered to be honest. Um, okay, so I assume hmm, where do we use on change there? So he's just creating a closure essentially on Postgres change. My very broad interpretation of this is that I don't need to move each individual closure because I'm moving um, at the Tokyo spawn level, but that could be wildly inaccurate. I thought I was covered here. So yeah, I'm not sure, but let's find out. Real-time channel builder new topic. I don't care about the name. I don't think I care about the name. On Postgres changes event. all filter schema public, table sum, let's go with users, default. Um, and then on change, let's just do this inline so we can see what's going on. I don't know if I can. This syntax is different. I don't recognize that. So it's a reference to anything. Let's see here. Okay. And I assume these need an import. And real-time channel builder. No method name set presence config. All right. Seems like the example might be a bit out of date again, or else this is an unreleased feature. Oh, right. It's in the example. Uh, sure, why not? Is it in the example? No, this is in real-time channel RS. So when was that added? Do I need to switch to using the Git version of this? No pull requests, no commits. Bummer. Byte munch. Last month. Let's go to our blame. Ah, I'm still in the wrong place. Uh, 2 months ago, rename builder functions. So has it just not been released? Maybe not. Let's go to no release is published. All right. Well, then let's try a little bit of this. might not even need this. Okay, possibly happier now. Still waiting for the fans to spin down again. Is there a build async? Nope. So let's look at our async example again. We just connect. Oh, heartbeat interval. Interesting. Let's try that. No method named heartbeat interval. Set heartbeat interval. All right. Okay. And then in our channel builder, it's just build, await, unwrap. So in this case, it's going to be build, await. All right. Channel subscribe blocking, await. Okay. And then they have a Tokyo spawn, which I've essentially already got. Frontline sending. Right, so that's just sending events. Okay. If client get state unwrap equals client state closed, break. Get state is a result client state, one shot error, receive error. Yeah. Yep, that's completely reasonable. So, yeah. Um, all right. Um, So essentially just wait to close. And in the meantime, we're reacting to Postgres changes. So can I do, for example, let OK state equals, actually I might choose something else. Client state equals client get state, await, else, break. And same deal here. Just get rid of a bit of nesting. Okay. So what are we missing? We don't need go true, at least we think we don't need go true. And all of this is wrong. Oh, yeah, we don't need that. Cannot move over an arc, that's why we needed the clone. Yep, totally reasonable. Okay, so our assumption is that we don't need external authentication. We just need the local token. This set presence config thing, I don't fully understand. Set the presence config, of course it does. What is a presence config? Channel presence options. I do not know. Let's choose a more meaningful key, like robot. And yeah. All right, so next question, does it build? Apparently so. I'm mildly surprised, but also pleased. Now we need to get the unused value out of config before I forget, which is 30. All right, so let's review. We've got a store listener endpoint, which is provided at localhost. We've got a store key, which is just the anonymous key for localhost. We've got a client, which presumably is going to be polling every 30 seconds. I don't know why 29, but whatever. In fact, that's going to bug me. And we have a channel. Now, I'm not quite sure why I'm creating the channel rather than it already existing. But let's go with it for a minute. And we have a closure that will operate when it receives an event on Postgres change. Then we set a presence config, the significance of which escapes me. We build and we wait for success. Then we subscribe to the channel that we've just created. And I guess the channel's being built using the client, which is why this works. Then we check to see if the client state's been closed and we bugger off. All right. We have a number of clients, so let's go with store client closed. All right. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Am I starting this in the right way back in main is the next question. So store listener. Spawn async move, store listener, arc, new, config clone. Sure, why not? What could possibly go wrong? Reauthorize probably. Okay, we're building, we're building. No, we're not building. Yes, we are. That was suspiciously long. Okay, here we go. Option unwrap on a none value. Yes, because I forgot to put the token in an environment variable. You are correct, sir. You win the prize. Let's move this over here. Not that it's terribly secret, to be honest, but we may as well. Z profile. And we want, what do we call it? We called it Eloquent Robot Store Key. Of course we did. Export Eloquent Robot Store Key equals. And we copy it out of here. It's the anonymous key. It just appears to be a JSON web token. We save that and we copy that line and we put it in the terminal so that we can export it, and we clear that screen and we're back in business. All right. It's only a local token anyway. OP. All right. Oh, it started. What's happening over here? Oh, yep. That's just the auth response from Twitch. Okay. Apparently, Eloquent Robot likes to say something when this starts up. That's fine. That is fine. All right, good. So what happens when we make a change in the database, if anything? I assume I can use this interface to insert something. Hey, look at that. Insert a row. Automatically generated. Name, Flaragal. Twitch ID, Baragal. Optional fields, blah, blah, blah. Add break. Save. All right. Hey, it's a Postgres change. All right. Nice. Happy about that. I should have formatted that. Let's change that. Okay, grab this. and that's what we get back. So Postgres changes payload data. Postgres changes data. We got columns. We got an ID. Okay, so it gives you a column specification and then a record, or plus or minus more than one record. Oh no, just a single record. First chat null, ID number, Twitch ID string, name string, updated at, deleted at, and created at. Magic, this is exactly what we need. This is what we need. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Change type insert, schema public, table users. Fantastic. All right, awesome. Just out of curiosity, what happens when you delete something? Do you get the original row? You get old record sum, Postgres old data ref, ID1, ID4, but you don't get the whole record back. That's probably cool. Interesting. If you do an update, do you get the old record as a complete or just the thing that changed? Uh, change type update, record sum, old record sum. Oh yeah. So you don't get the full thing, you just get the current value. Sweet. Hey, I can work with that. All right. Good. Good, 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 good. Keep that. And so now the next step is to take the events that we're interested in and send them from the event sub to the database. And I don't need any particular flashness to be able to do that. I could just write them straight as Postgres. Yeah, I've got the DB URL. I'm using the Postgres user, obviously. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's really helpful. What I might do is filter this down a little bit so that we don't spam this on every event. Maybe we'll take maybe we'll take the table and the change type and just mention those. Cool. So let's go. Let's go. Yeah. DB DB event change type table. Actually, let's do that the other way around. Table change type. And then we're going to need to unpack this a little bit. So Postgres changes payload. has a data, which has a record. But we don't need the record. We need change type and table. So let's go with message data table, message data change type. Fair enough. It's interesting it doesn't implement display. You'd think it would, but maybe not. Okay, cool. So one more try to make sure that that's working. Don't need that. Don't need that. Possibly don't need that. That's interesting though, that we can do that. I might go back to that later. Where's my database? There we go. So I should be able to edit this again. Table users, change type, update, magic. Might just compress that to type or change. There we go. Cool. So let's commit that. We've got Actually, some of that might have been, yeah, that was a refactor, but that's okay. Refactor, add store, Supabase. Cool. All right. Now, very close to needing another cup of tea. We might just have to make that happen. But in the meantime, within event sub, we need to make database inserts. And we're going to need a table. So Supabase migration new event sub or event, Twitch event. Do I want Twitch events and YouTube events to be separate, I wonder? Or do I want to coerce the type into one thing? I feel like I just want event or events. So let's go down the rabbit hole with that and see where it leads. Events. I see. So a quick look at this. Okay, so create table events. And let's see if do Twitch events always follow the same structure? Twitch event sub events. Handling duplicate. Guard against replay attacks. Handling WebSocket events. Welcome, notification, keep live, reconnect. I just want notification. Aha. WebSocket reference. All right, so let's start with this and see how many of them vary. Might need to handle reconnect message events. Let's not go there yet. All right, now metadata. Do I want to store the whole event is the question. I'm moderately tempted to say yes. I'm also strongly considering just pasting the whole thing in as a JSON-B, but maybe that's a bad idea. I don't know. I just don't know. How complicated would this be? I feel like mostly just storing the payload. Subscription type channel follow. Version 1, cost 1, condition, transport, created at, and then the event itself. So there's key things here. A type, channel follow, and there's the question about whether we would use Postgres enum or not. So let's go, let's assume it's text for now. Is type a keyword in SQL? I don't think it is. Not null, doesn't have to be unique. Version, I don't think we need to store unless we store the whole thing. Cost, I wonder what that does. The events cost, subscription limits. Oh, okay. The maximum number of subscriptions you can create grows as users authorize your application. 3 subscriptions for the same type and condition values. Huh. All right, good to know. Condition, broadcaster user ID. But we're going to get that again here. And to be honest, I don't know that I really need to store it. What I do need is the user ID because I'll cross-reference that. So which also means that we'll need to create any users that are mentioned in this, in the users table. So RSTU, user ID. What is in users? Oh, did I really not do that? First chat. Oh yeah, we totally need to add that. Oh, Twitch ID, there you go. Text, but could be null, and the reason would be because it might be a YouTube user eventually. So we also should have a service value. So Twitch, YouTube. So actually that doesn't need to be user Twitch ID anymore. It can be service ID, user service ID. Wait, ah, that's really nice of you. Hey, small block boy. How you guys doing? That's really sweet. Thank you. I'm concerned though, because I feel like you might have just come from somewhere really entertaining and fun and full of promise to somewhere that is struggling with with Twitch API and databases, and it might not be nearly as interesting. So I won't hold it against you if you need to go and do something else right now. Thank you, Fanny. That's really nice of you. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. That's very kind. Um, what we're doing right now is we're building this thing. You can probably see your chat being echoed across here. We've written bits of Rust that listen to the Twitch event sub API and receive notifications. And now we're writing the bit that uh, writes code to the data, writes those notifications to a database, and then we have a real-time subscription to the database that gets the events back out again, so it notices when things change and can react to it. I'm going to use that to build out my Twitchbot, but also maybe the layer eventually. So I'm building a Rust and Bevy based layer for the channel. So at the moment, I've gotten it to the point where I can make an insertion in our database, and it should get picked up with any luck. It's very exciting stuff. Um, so if we save that, and it's detected that we've made a change to the users table. So yeah, real-time subscription to our Postgres database using Supabase, and in the future, wild and fun interactions with chat. You kind of recognize all that. Excellent. It's very nice of you to send your users' eyeballs my way. I really appreciate that. I hope you've been having an interesting stream. What were you working on? Um, so type could be, I think we're basing it on this sample from the event sub docs. So for example, channel follow. And there's a question mark. Should we be using Postgres? What are they called? Enums. Now, what else do we definitely need to keep? Broadcaster ID. We kind of already know that because this is a service channel specific thing. Making a game called Small Survivors. Nice. Made a bunch of progress this past week. Yeah, I took a sneaky look at your channel when you rated into someone I was watching. I want to say it was Mordecai, but I could be wrong about that. Um, and it looked amazing. I was very impressed. Is Small Survivors like a crafting survivor type? Because I have definite interest. Oh, it's Vampire Survivors, right? What else do we need? We've got service. We need if we have an ID, then we don't need the login or the username and the follow date. So follow date is useful. Um, I'm actually wondering if I should just more akin to Vampire Survivors, but not nearly as polished. Hey, my game isn't even close to being polished. It's a collection of hexagons at the moment. So let's not complain about that. Um, the name will not be a thing. I think we're probably going to have a JSONB field that includes either the whole event or just this block. Um, I don't feel like we need to have individual fields for every single don't thing. I've attempted to play a couple of different Vampire Survivor types from game jams and things, but I just honestly, I'm I'm not great at that kind of game. Um, I'm too slow, but I try. Maybe I need to try with a controller. Yeah, message type notification. I don't know that I'm actually wondering if this table shouldn't be events, it should be notifications. Yeah, we'll let that settle and see what we think about it. The question of Postgres enums, I'm not even sure about yet. So if we were going to store the event, we would probably go event JSONB. Whoops. Let's try and spell. Shall we try and spell? That'd be good. Not null. Let's snooze some ads because I really don't care for them right now. Event JSONB not null, and then we could just um, dump contents of payload event here for later use. And that would be enough to get us started because we've got the event type, and honestly, that alone would probably be enough for us to say, hey, we've got a channel follow. I can respond to the channel follow. And then what do I need? I need the username so that I can put it in a message so I could get that out of the event. I'm wondering if maybe we should, as a convenience, just store this. Because chances are almost everything that you do is going to be based on the user's name that created it. But I think I'll settle for the user's service ID, which will be this one. And then we can generate everything else around that. Okay, so let's see if I can summarize this. So um, store probably temporarily Twitch and or YouTube notifications, keeping just enough event data to be useful. Okay. And then we'll just have to do some operations on the JSONB field to get stuff out again. But we could potentially avoid it just by using the user service ID and the event type. So maybe event and event type is a good way to approach this. I missed it when I was looking up your channel, but what game engine do you use? To be honest, that question could be for anyone, but yeah, I think that's all we need for now. I don't know that we need to worry about soft deletes, to be honest. Let's get rid of that. Created at and updated at. It's unlikely that we're going to update an event, a notification. All right, cool. I think we're okay to actually apply that. So let's see if I made any mistakes. You've moved to primarily Godot. Now, this is, I know a lot of people are going through this process, right? I'm assuming you moved from Unity, although that might not have been the case. But talking to Beeks and a few of the others floating around the community, it seems like they want to do it, but it's quite stressful because there's a lot of differences. So I don't know if that's your experience too. Oh, the overlay is made using Godot. That's awesome. I love it when people are using game engines to do that. I think it's just such a great application of it. I definitely aspire to doing that as well, although, of course, with Bevy, so who knows how long that will take me. Okay, so we want to do Supabase DB. I think it's reset. Reset. I think so. Okay, hopefully my migration makes it in there and it's not an error. Waiting, waiting. Uh-huh. I definitely screwed that up. uh, Create table notifications, blah. At statement 0, did it not like my comments? Mm -hmm. I do not know what happened there. Let's have a look. Sure, create table, blah. Syntax error at or near closing bracket, closing parenthesis. Oh, of course. I removed the line so you can't have a comma trailing because SQL is just like that. Let's try again. I actually quite like having the chat over here now because I don't miss it. Although I try not to normally, but cool. Okay, so that worked. Now the question is just ordinary Postgres interaction in Rust, which is something I haven't tried doing before. I'm assuming this is a well-published API. There is a thing that Supabase publishes called PostgREST, or PostgREST is an existing standard. It's like a REST API interface to Postgres, but I don't think we need that. Let's go with something simple like Postgres bindings for Rust. I just want to send queries. I don't want an ORM. Is Diesel the way to go, or is something else recommended? If you're looking at an async runtime, SQLX. Yeah, I've heard about SQLX. Diesel is an ORM. Async SQL tool for Rust. Show me what it looks like in code. Postgres. Show me examples, please. Rust SQL X GitHub. Launch badge. What even is launch badge? Show me examples. Postgres. Chat, files, JSON. Sure, show me the JSON example. source main. Let's see. Okay, so deriving. Okay, so you're creating types. Create a type for your table. Let pool, PG pool connect, blah, blah. Match args. Command. Oh, I see. This is just for command line args. But the main thing is add person, which is a function we've created where here. SQLX query, insert into people, blah blah. Yes, it's perfect. We can definitely deal with this. All right, sweet. So cargo add SQLX. Nice. And we're going to need to do this from the event sublistener. So let's, but we're going to need to create out a type somewhere. So I wonder if that should be in store. Seems like the right, module for it. So why don't we make a directory for that? Store. And then we'll go with edit source store mod rs. And then we'll move let's see, source store rs to I guess listener. Yeah, so we'll have to adjust a few things in main to make that work. We've still got mod store, but the listener will be in, oh yeah, store listener, that should still work, right? And then just in mod rs, wherever that is, here, no, that's, why, that's not quite what we wanted, I don't believe. Oh, I see. So what I actually wanted was MV, yeah. So we'll move this back to mod rs. There we go. And then external command move source store rs to source store listener. Better. Okay, so now in mod rs we need to go pub mod listener. And are we now happy with the way that works? Yeah, create store listener. That's what we want. Change that. And we want store listener. There we go. Nope, didn't like it. Huh. Might need a rebuild. I think Rust Analyze is getting confused. This happens frequently. uses a large amount of memory, gets thoroughly confused, and refuses to build. Tell you what, let's run a build, see what happens. Will it have a brain fart? I think so. Yes. Use create incoming listener, use create store listener, listener. Oh yeah, that's pretty annoying. I hate that double listener. So effectively it would be store listener, listener. Yeah, that's really annoying. Um, hmm. What about calling it instead of listener? What about calling it? Oh, naming stuff hard. Naming stuff hard. What are we using? We're using real time. Let's use real time. That way we use the file's name to explain a lot about what it actually does. So this becomes real time, and then this has to refer to real time. Okay, hopefully that should make things happier. Now, we need to define some types, I do believe. So let's look at how this example works. Don't know if I need JSON. What else is in the Postgres examples? Is there a simple? To-dos. That's got to be simple, right? Oh yeah, I need the database URL. Let's get that now. So config. I've run out of snoozes. The ads are going to play in a minute. Right, so we need Postgres URL. We've got store listener endpoint, so I guess we could just have store URL. Clap long default value equals, and then copy in our Postgres URL, which is there. So very simple stuff. Pub store URL. What's the problem here? That needs a comma. That's what the problem is. Okay. Oh, these URLs are getting longer and longer. Okay. Now, get rid of that. And we will look at creating some types. Database URL, create the database, it already is. Migrate the database, I don't care about that. And source, main. Okay. SQLX Postgres PG pool. You know what, let's just grab all of this and we'll be able to see some types. Sorry about those ads. It's one of the things I want to automate. An ad warning. Don't worry, you're just missing me copying and pasting some stuff. It's very exciting. Use standard env. What the hell? Oh, for the database. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so what types do we need? We need struct args. Don't need that. That's for command line stuff. And I don't think we're going to need this command stuff. that's all. Don't care about that. I'm not going to have a Tokyo main in here. Don't need that. I do need that. Now, how best to manage a connection pool? It's like we need a separate task just for the database connections. Meg creates games. That's really nice of you. Thanks for the raid, man. I really appreciate it. Meg creates games. Thank you very much. How was your stream? I know you're still working on, or you have been working on your 2D game. Is that still the case? How's it going with that? Right, so connection pool, it was good. I finished a 2D game jam for testing a few ideas. Oh, sweet. Is this like a short-term one, like a 3-day one? It's free to play. Oh, can you I think links are enabled. Feel free to like um throw one up for people to look at. 2 weeks. Oh, nice. So that I don't I've forbidden myself from doing game jams because I get too tired, but 2 weeks would definitely be my kind of time frame. I need that long just to get things figured out. Nice. The Fool's Quest for Treasure. Cool. Let me see if I can drag this up here. Uh, oh, we might have to zoom that out a little. I don't think sound's on, but let me see if I can run this. Do you mind if I do this on stream? Please feel free to say no. I'll just pause for a second until you tell me. I like the titles. That's cool. A Fool's Quest for Treasure is a 2D platformer puzzle game made for the Mig Jam. Oh, it's for your jam. Right. Penny drops. I did not figure out what you were talking about, but now I understand. It's your game jam. Very cool. You can't die on this game, and the objective is to collect all crystals and rubies. Arrow keys to move, X to punch, space to jump. Or Xbox controller. Whoa. I haven't even looked at controller support yet. Um, I won't um, I won't push play on this just in case you tell me it's not okay to play it on stream. Oh, but it looks cool. Something to consider, Xbox controller, totally. Oh, it's okay. Thanks, man. I mean, I don't expect to be good at this because I have a split keyboard and arrow keys sometimes trip me up, but let's give it a crack. I don't think sound's tuned on either. Let's try that. Is that too loud? I hope not. You adjusted the sound to your hope. Move. Actually, maybe I'll just turn it down a tad just in case. Hopefully that should be a little better. That's cool. Wait, does the up key jump? No, spacebar jumps. I love it. Double jump? No. And punch X. Oh! What just happened? Was that a browser bug, or did I accidentally exit my browser? That was interesting. Let's try that again. Hang on. It could entirely be my fault. Nobody panic. Let's try that again. I hit the X key. Okay, let's try hitting the X key again. This must be a Linux thing. Maybe it's the Linux browser. Should I try it in Firefox, maybe? Hang on a sec. Let's get that URL. I'm sure it's not you. Let's try it in Linux, in Firefox and see what happens. Okay, arrow keys are fine. Spacebar is fine. Hey! Isn't that weird? Yeah, that was Chrome. So it crashes in Chrome. So weird. Or Linux Chrome specifically. I have no idea why, but it must be. I'm sure it's a Linux thing. But I can't seem to double jump. Oh, there you go. Nice. He's cute. What is he though? Sweet. I'm terrible at platformers, by the way. I like the little help text, that's cool. Okay. Oh! Okay. Nice. Oh, I'm a foolish butter stick. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Oh, like I tell you, I'm seriously bad at these games. What? Is that a hidden room? What? You can't die in this game, it's all secrets. Oh, sweet. That's kind of cool. I like that approach. This is very cool. Especially for a game jam, my goodness. You can't die. Collect all crystals and rubies. Whoa. Whoop. No, that's bad. That's awesome. I love it. What's water do to me? I'm so bad at platformers. This thing looks like it might be interactable. Ah, so bad. Ah, okay. Hey! I don't understand the water, but okay. Ah. Oh. Wait, wait. Whoa. No. It's really cool. I definitely can't get up there. Oh. Here we go. I can do it. I can do it. No, I can't do it. Hey. Ah, no. Wait, what was that? Ah. Okay, I think I have to go from the other direction. Sometimes the double jump's quite hard to trigger, but maybe that's just a skill issue. you have to do it quickly. Maybe that's the secret. Ah, can't do it. Yeah, it doesn't always seem to go off, but again, it could just be my keyboard. There we go. Ah, okay. Well, yeah, you have to be quick with a double jump. It might be a bug. Yeah, it looks very cool anyway, especially for a game jam game. It's amazing. Gotta leave a comment. Love the can't die approach. That's refreshing and makes me much more interested in exploring. Great effort. Do you know what? That's actually one of the first games that I've played recently because I've been working on all of this other stuff. So it's quite nice to play a game. I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys should visit and check this out. And are the other jam games? Yeah, Make Jam 19. You've done 19 of these. Whoa. So if I go to submissions, oh sweet, Gate to Heaven and Communist Tale. Very cool. Nice work, man. Look at all of these. Look at all of these. Ridiculous. Your output is crazy. I think I have let me show you the comparison. Uh that's pretty much it. Neither of them work properly. Oh God. Okay. Progress, right? Progress is better than no progress. It's a start. Exactly. It's a start. Okay. Man, I should do a stream where I just play game jam games. That'd be fun. Okay, so the question is, do we need a database listener that just does inserts and listens on a channel, I think is the question. Please don't feel that you need to hang out and watch me struggle to code Rust because you might be tired after your stream, but it was very nice of you to rate in. I appreciate it. Um, okay, so in main, we're spawning we're spawning a bunch of different things basically. We're spawning our event sub listener, which listens to incoming stuff from Twitch. You'll head off to bed, see you around. Yeah, totally, man. Take it easy, have a good sleep. And then we've got our actually, where's the OIDC? Yeah, so we've got an OIDC client for the broadcaster token, the powerful one that can do most of the things. And then we've got an OIDC client for our bot token, which can hardly do anything, but is a moderator of the channel. And then we've got a sender, which is a Helix client, and that just sends messages to the channel. And then we've got our OIDC authentication flow, which launches the whole process of getting the tokens. And we've got a server, just an HTTP server that listens to all of the token code exchanges or starts the code exchanges. And now we've got a task for just listening to the Postgres database to see if anything's changed there. So that's a lot. We've got all of these async tasks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now. And we would consider adding an 8th, which is essentially a database writer. If we hand off database inserts and updates to that, then we don't have to do it. We don't have to block on it, right? We can just make it asynchronous. So with that in mind, let's just pursue that architecture because it seems like it's kind of working so far, and it's the pattern that I'm used to. So our next task is store stuff in the store. Store stuff in the store. And effectively, it's going to be let store writer equals Tokyo spawn. I wonder if there's a limit to how many things I can do with this spawn, because it's getting kind of, it feels like it's getting a lot to me, but to someone who's experienced with Rust async, it might not be. So I don't know. Feels like a lot to keep track of. Async move store writer, I guess. Arc new config clone await. And then we will flatten it. And the nice thing about this is too is that there's a little bit of separation of concerns, because I don't really have to care what kind of database we're using. I just have to care that it has two capabilities. One, it can listen to changes on tables, and two, it can write to a table. And that's the only two things I need to worry about. In practice, it's very unlikely that I'm going to stop using Postgres. So, okay. So now we need store writer to exist. So let's make that happen. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to leave it here, but we'll make it that way for now. Make it public, and we'll make it accept a config, which is an arc config. And it's thoroughly confused by that. And Rust Analyzer has gone to sleep. So I need to learn how to restart it without quitting the editor. But let's go store mod and wait for the fans to spin up and kill all of the virtual text because it's very annoying. Unresolved import, really? Oh, it's gated behind the Postgres feature. Well, let's make that happen. SQLX, here we go. We want version, and we want features. Let's try spelling features correctly. That would be awesome. Okay. See if that does what we need it to. Looks happier. Yes, there are many things we're missing. You're correct. What's struct opt? I do not know this library. Source cargo? No. To-dos cargo. Struct opt. It's a new one on me. Docs rs struct. Struct opt. As clap v3 is now out and the struct opt features are integrated into, oh, well, I've already got clap, so I've got the clap apparently. If you want to disable all the clap features, okay. So does clap provide struct opt? Clap struct opt. Actually, hang on. Let's see if the LSP can find it. Nope. Does it link to clap? It does not. Helpful. So we don't want to import both if we don't have to. struct opt. Nope, there's clap v4, not v3. I might just need to go digging in their GitHub. GitHub. Struct opt. Clap is struct opt. Struct opt started as a derive API built on top of clap v2. We've forked struct opt and integrated it directly into clap. Okay. All right. So do I actually need this type is what I'm saying. No. All right. Well, that was an easy decision. Let's add arc. Once stand sync arc, and then the config type. Cool. Don't want anyhow. I want to return a result error. Error. See that? 10 times fast. All right. So we're not going to do anything to do with the commands. Instead, we're going to get a value from config. So let database URL equals config what's it called? Store URL. Actually, let's be consistent. Store URL clone unwrap. And this then becomes store URL. Yeah, what do I need? Oh, you want end string as str. Oh, actually, just take the address, right? Okay, cool. So I'm connecting to the pool, and it's possible that I may end up creating some sort of struct that embeds the pool. I'm not really sure. I don't need standard env, but what I will do is add a channel. So it needs a does it need a multi-directional channel, or does it just take a one-way channel? I feel like it just takes a one-way channel, but it's not. Would it need to be multi-publish, single sender, single consumer? Oh, what are the different types? Rust channels. Show me the types, please. That doesn't show me the types. Oh, sorry about the ads. I won't be doing anything too exciting. I'm just trying to find what all the types are. So, multi-publish, single consume. I don't think I need one of those. What are the types? Easy Rust. What is Easy Rust? MPSC, which I'm already using in other places. MPSC, MPSC. It's all MPSC. I don't want MPSC. Rust channel types. Comprehensive Rust. Yeah. I don't necessarily want, it should just be one way. Hmm. One way. I know about one shots, but I don't want one shot. Single value channel. Single producer, single consumer. You still just use MPSC. You can stick to just one. Okay. All right. Cool. That's fine. So we'll take a an RX, which is going to be a MPSC, a receiver, and the type will be store notification, just store notification. More like store write command, something like that. Yeah, we'll play around with that. Not quite sure how we'll implement that. Okay, so I'm getting very close to needing another cup of tea. I should have done that in the ad break. And at some point, I'm going to have to go cook tea because food must be eaten. All right, so we're going to take a receiver. Let's go and implement that in main. So 39 down, and we'll go let tx rx equals MPSC channel 32, and then we'll send that to this. Actually, what's going to need it? The event sub is going to need it. Config clone Rx. Do I need to clone it? Oh, what did I do? Oh, we don't actually have it in here because client defines them now. I refactored all of that. Yeah, so Tokyo Sync MPSC. So we use Tokyo's one and not the standard sync one. I think I do that because of notify. That's interesting, actually. I should probably change that. I think the standard one is fine. Okay, so what's the problem here? Take 0 arguments, but 1 will supply. Really? Okay, maybe it is Tokyo. Okay, let's go with that for now. And then this is complaining because, oh, I see. Whoops. One more parenthesis over. Okay, so we send the channel that can let us, we send the receiver that can let us receive commands from other tasks or other threads. So that means we need one in event sub, which is up here. It's tempting to make, hmm, this is going to be inc store tx and inc store rx. This is the difficulty with dealing with all these channels. I find I lose track of the naming. Like there's just so many different channels to juggle, which probably means that I'm structuring things wrong and I should be working on refactoring that. But you know, so inc notify, and we will go with inc store tx. So we need a way to send the database commands. So listener, so we need the definition for that. And we're going to have tx, which will be a MPSC that one, transmitter sender. And the type, I think we decided was going to be store write command, which I kind of hate because store and write essentially mean the same things. But anyway, and that type doesn't exist, so we better create it. Let's go with store mod. Yeah. So something like pub struct store write command. And then what? We need a type. I guess we just need a table name, or even just like a table enum, or an entity enum. So pub enum entity. I don't know if this is how you do things with SQLX. I'm still fiddling around trying to figure that out, but we'll get there. Name, pub name, string. Oh no, what am I doing? It's not a struct. Let's go notification. And potentially we might also need user. So store out command. So then we would have entity, and some kind of payload, which I imagine would be what? Maybe the JSON. So just pass it raw JSON and have it figure it out. So we're wanting to deal with the where's the notification? Oh, I named it something else. I named it events. Yeah, bummer. I should have changed the name of the migration. So we're going to store the event block of the Twitch notification, which is this. But we also need to store, no, we can't. We have to send it the whole thing, because we also need to store its user service ID and a couple of other things. All right, that's okay. We can deal. We can deal. Oh, it's raining. Bummer. Our deck's gonna get wet. I have to stain it. We have to stain it. Okay. All right, so store write command. This is coming from incoming. We'll import that. And what's your beef with that? Unused variable? Yeah, it won't be for long. Okay, so payload. There is a way to send arbitrary JSON, and I forget what it is. Maybe just a string. So it's got a type for this, I think. Rust arbitrary JSON. Raw value, that's right. Defer passing parts of a payload until later. Yeah, okay. Let's try that just as a start to our process. SQLX types. Oh, SQLX provides a type. Oh, well, let's do that. Oh yeah. Why, why can't you just, oh, I see. All right. Yep, okay. Sure, what else is going wrong? Slice of values of type string can't be known at compilation time. Right, the trait of sized. Okay, that's interesting. I did not know about this. Let's try it. I don't suppose you can just derive it. That would be too easy, right? Yeah. Okay, no. The trait of size. Okay, so is that because I'm doing this? JSON raw value. Reference to a range of bytes encompassing a single valid JSON value in the input data. A raw value can be used to defer passing parts of a payload until later. Well, say that 10 times fast. Or to avoid passing it at all in the case that part of the payload just needs to be transferred verbatim. When serializing, a value of this type will retain its original formatting. It's only available if SIR-JSON is built with a raw value feature. Which it is, but it doesn't look like I can do this from here within store write command. I might need a little bit of internet help from this. The size for values of type str cannot be known at compilation time. Type str cannot be known at compilation time. Raw value, I think, is the key here. Okay. Trait bound from SQL? No, that's not at all what I'm talking about. The size for values of type str. Let's quote that up. No great matches. I love that. Oh yeah, there you go. The compile error says the trait, the problem is the trait, blah, blah, blah. Raw value is really just a wrapper for string. Yeah, fair enough. A dynamically sized type can't be put on the stack. The standard way of constructing a raw value actually returns it boxed. Have your queries deserialize into a string instead, then convert it to a raw value. Yeah, I mean, I get that. So raw value from string. Okay, okay, let's back out of that and go string. Yeah, I think that's a problem for another time. Okay, so we create a pool, nice. And then, for example, SQLX provides a query type, okay? That's the problem. Anyhow, we're not going to use those functions. Let's just go with this. And I think we would wait for receives on the Rx, right? So loop, let's get rid of this. Fetch one is an option, but also we'll just keep all of these so that we have examples to work from. And then our loop needs to be the same as the one in, I think it's in client. No. Here we go. While let sum command equals rx receive. Yeah, that's the one. And what is your problem? It's not declared as mutable. Really? So how do I pass it in client? Oh, I do declare it as mutable. Fair enough. That was easy. Okay. Nice. All right. Let's go with while let sum command rx receive. Sure. Do I need to? Yeah, I just receive command after command. What happens if we error out? Yeah, we need that. Except it's going to be store write command. Actually, no, I don't need to. It's right there in the file. What am I talking about? Starting to get a little bit tired. And then match command, and then a command type. I might actually be matching based on matching command event, right? So match command entity. No, I may need some kind of type for what to do, like if I need to issue an update or something. But we don't want to re-implement SQLX. Basically, we wanted to keep it as simple as humanly possible. So probably we're going to go, let's think about this. I can just issue the same thing for every let, where's a write? Update? What about insert? That should be fine anyway. It's just execute, right? Execute pull await. Okay, rows affected greater than 0. Interesting. We take an address of the PG pool and an ID. Okay, let's go with pub async fn write notification. We will return a result error. I will never get used to saying that. Pool is a and PG pool, and command is a Store right command. Okay. And then we're probably going to be doing something like let notification equals SQLX. And in fact, we're not going to have, we might do a returning nothing kind of thing, or we could log it out, I suppose. It's going to be SQLX query r hash. I haven't used this r hash string syntax much. I need to get used to that. So it's probably going to be insert into, and then we need to convert our notification enum. Oh, what? Tuesday. Oh no, look at the chat history going nuts. I don't have emojis yet. That's very, very kind of you. I really appreciate it. You're entering boring Rust territory now. That's incredibly nice of you. Thank you. Shout out Tuesday. And oh, there's two Y's. Wait, we got to get it. Angel. Hey, Mort. There we go. I did it. Look, I did a Twitch thing. But you're all already following here. But oh, the top 2 moments question. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We went for a walk with the dogs around the cemetery, which was very interesting. I haven't been to a cemetery in years. And I got database notifications working from the Twitchbot, which doesn't sound like much, but it was hard, and I didn't understand it. Loopy, Flowerpy. Insert, save. Where is it? It hasn't appeared. I must have broken it, or it's gotten lost in chat. But anyway, it appears there. It's really nice of you. I really appreciate it. I suspect I actually had a raid from Small Block Boy earlier, and one from Mid Creates Games, both of which were very nice. Okay, see, now I can just see all these emotes in plain text. It's quite strange. Oh, thank you. That's the only emote that I have, though. Well, it's not the only emote. Look how broken this is. Everybody thinks this is a butterfly. It's supposed to be a heart. And then there's this. And this. And that's it. Oh, thank you for the follows, Pesky and Witch Weaver. I appreciate that. I think it's too pointy to be a heart. It's kind of a sharp heart. Insert into notifications. What more could you need? Yeah, no, I definitely need to work on the emoji game. Definitely have some problems there. Arakia, I'm sorry, I probably butchered that name. Arakuya. Thank you for the follow. Can you have my stone character as a PNG? Yeah, I don't necessarily know why you would want it, but yes. It's that's GIF. That's not even my game engine. That's just a GIF sitting there in the corner of the screen, gathering dust. Gathering dust. Just Ara is okay. Noted. What exactly am I doing? Okay, so picture. Give me picture. Have I got GIMP running somewhere? Oh, it's an empty GIMP. Have I still got the old one? Holy crap! It worked. PNG. No, that's something else. That's not it at all. Phase two. No, that's a whole bunch of text. We don't want all of that. Um, you know what? Save as explanation. Save. Um, art. How do you change art? You select a bunch of things, right? No, wait. This is how good I am at operating these programs. Uh, where are the tools? Show me the tools. Eraser. No, that's going to be much too slow. Okay, never mind. Let's try again. Should we try again? I'm so confused right now. Oh, there's ads. I'm sorry about the ads. Hey, look at this. This is a very complicated ad sign. Wait, what? What just happened? Why is there a hype train? What am I missing? Oh, you gifted subs. You didn't have to do that. That's very, very nice of you, but also incredibly, I mean, it's very generous. Thank you. I don't think I've ever seen a hype train here before. Okay, so hang on. Tools, paint tools, right? Let's try this. Paintbrush. Does it work? Hey, it works. Okay, so here's Twitch, right? It's got notifications that it sends using event sub. Seriously, a level one hype train. What on earth? I have to make sure I say thank you to the right people. Tuesday and Tursod, thank you so much. And it's a sub goal, which means I can create more emojis that look like things that they don't really look like. Okay, so Twitch sends out things using event sub. I am listening to event sub. I would try to draw an ear, but I don't think it's going to work out right. No, that's an ear. Um, I use my token, Bases token. I should get my tablet, but it's not plugged in. To listen to event sub, and I write things in a store using a thing called Supabase. And then my bot listens to things from the store so that it can react to events. But also, my overlay can also listen to the store so it can really react to events. Once I actually, write it. Wow, writing with a mouse is hard. How does Thor do that? And then the bot can say, hey, somebody made an event, or a new user followed, or someone subscribed. And it can react using its own token, which is extremely limited. It's like a moderated token, but it can't do a bunch of stuff. Using bot token, can send messages back to Twitch. So I've got two flows of information, one coming out and one going in, and then the overlay doing whatever the hell it wants somewhere over here. You love Supabase, cool. I'm just discovering it. I think they just went public or they just started. Hey, what? Thank you for the 45 bits. That's again very, very nice of you. But you seriously don't have to. Yeah, so I mean the goal is that wait, ad sign's still up. See, this is part of the goal. Things should be automated. I shouldn't have to be manually clicking buttons. You want you want to see how awesome my art style is? I made another sign. You ready for it? Here it comes. It's it's very high tech and very high art. I like it. Oh God. Oh, Mordecai, thank you for the bits also. You guys are very sweet and very supportive. Um, but yeah, it's it's a work in progress. Ideally, this little guy in the corner here, where is he? He's there, there. Um, would become a little bit more mobile. So I'm kind of thinking about bits and pieces like as we transition screens to like a browser, he loses his little perch. See how he's kind of standing on a perch there right now, which is my neovim um, bar. I kind of like to make him sort of fall over or tumble to the ground or jump down, that kind of thing. I have lots of plans for an overlay, but since it'll be Bevy and Rust, it'll probably take me a long time. But it's all in good fun. Does he have a mouth? This is an interesting question. Um, I don't know yet. See, he's a little golem guy, and he's being held together by some sort of energy that nobody really understands. And he's the main character for my game. So, Fanny, how you doing? Um, so he doesn't really understand why he's like that or who made him that way. And part of the game is figuring out how that all happened. Been seeing you getting these nice raids, starting with your suggestion. Thank you very much for that. It was very kind. Um, and yeah, so he doesn't really know why he's like that, but I have lots of plans for being able to animate him. I just don't know whether he has a mouth or not. So interesting, interesting question. We'll find out. Um, I've completely lost track of what I was actually trying to do. Uh, oh yeah, that's right. We're trying to get notifications in the database. Do I know the Coppinger? You've seen me in a stream, right? Charlie is another New Zealand streamer who Fanny Slam is a moderator for. In fact, are you moderator for like a bunch of different streams? I see you everywhere, which is awesome. But yeah, yeah. No, Charlie's in Wellington and I live in Auckland, so we're kind of distributed geographically a bit. But I'm kind of building a library of New Zealander streamers, so I can follow them around. You collect green swords. Excellent. I approve. Um, values. What's it going to be? What values do we have? We have these values. What little brain I had has gone completely out the window. You guys have chased it away. Oh, you're Wellington too. Nice. You, you're a god at sniping bots from the shadows. I bet. Yeah, Tuesday, I don't have any art pretensions. I am a very, very bad pixel artist. But that's because I started doing that about, I don't know, 5 minutes ago. So my goal is basically just to be able to do everything myself. So I do the sound and the music and the pixel art, and I am learning a sprite. Let's see, this is probably all a bit too small, but let's see if we have anything floating around. Oh, his animation. This is me trying to do six direction animation. Let's see if it'll play. So because it's based on a hexagon, I have to be able to animate him in six different directions, depending on which way he's running. Will my emotes be pixel art too? I imagine so, yeah. Um, I got two pixel artists working on my game and you just do placeholders. Yeah, I think I just want to, I don't know, I want to feel like his legs look kind of splayed out. It's pretty bad. You're running to New Zealand right now. Um, but this took me, I don't even know how long, maybe a week of just trying to get the animation working. It's not even like in proportion, it's just working. Um, and then just other little sprites like what else we got floating around here? Uh, oh, the base. sprites are just these are supposed to be rocks, but I think they kind of look like stakes. And then yeah, just creating them one little bit at a time. So we'll get there. Hope you can swim. Yeah, don't save. Definitely don't save. Don't save that either. I need to get my tablet plugged in again. Do you use a tablet, Tuesday, and other Flash artists? I bought a Wacom Intuos, which is, you know, reasonably cheap and appropriate for my beginner status, but uh, definitely trying to use a mouse is not quite the go for me. You have a tablet that collects dust. Yeah, when you need it, you really do. Yeah, I get you. More, you've never used a tablet for pixel art? Wow, really? Oh, you have the Intuos as well. You use an XP Pen 15.6 Pro. I have no idea what that is. Hang on a sec. XP Pen 15.6 Pro. Oh, okay. Okay, this is some professional grade stuff going on right here. Okay, all right. Optimized solutions at your fingertips. Man, you had one. Yeah, I think they're good. It's I need to find a way to turn the mouse sensitivity down a little bit, I think, because I'm old and I have shaky hands, so I need it to not jump around too much for me. Oh, you've got small hands. Yeah, I definitely don't have small hands. Okay, cool. Can I actually get this working? You're young and have shaky hands. Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching my mum read the paper, um, and there'd be this rustling noise. I was like, what on earth is rustling? It's just her hands shaking as she's holding the newsprint. You've got an XP pen too. Oh, sweet. Doesn't have a screen though. Super, super reliable tablet, the Intuos. It does seem like it's built like a tank, to be honest with you. Okay, so I don't need the comments, that's for sure. And I don't need the definitions. So, wow, my brain is spacing on Postgres insert syntax, which is really bad. We use MySQL at work and I've gotten out of the habit. Always skip to the example section. Yeah, yep. Okay, so I want insert into notifications, event, event type, user service, ID, service. A really great thing to learn on as well, yeah. Okay, and then I'm probably not, I'm going to need something to extract the user. So sudo, we need deserialize event, extract user service ID and from form payload. What is it? Payload. Actually, it's payload event user ID, and then we want payload subscription type. Extract type or event type from payload subscription type. Okay. You're gonna lurk, okay. Yeah, totally. Please don't feel like you need to hang out through this. Thanks for being a chill place for your friends. Oh, thank you so much for stopping by. It's really nice. I'm actually not all that far away from having to leave too because I got to go cook tea. So I can see how all the emojis are spelled if nothing else. Okay. Um, and then store payload event and event. Okay, cool. So first I need to deserialize, which means I need a type. Um, but I can deserialize straight into raw value, I guess. Search raw value. Defer parts of it until later. Yeah, yeah, I gotcha. Okay, cool. So let me figure this out. First, we get rid of that. And in fact, we get rid of all of this. And we deserialize. So input is JSON from string, and it's going to be store write command. So let n equals from string command payload. Probably two owned. Oh yeah, can't call things in, that's a keyword. Um, or even just payload. Yeah, so reference to that. What's it complaining about here? Oh, right. Yeah, sure. So we'll return an OK. If you want, you can draw some emotes with your stone guy as a little gift. That would be incredibly nice of you. Um, where could you get him from? You could get him from, is he in my GitHub? I think he is. Hang on a sec. Oh, you're drawing one of them laughing? That's amazing. I can't wait to see it. I um I basically my art style currently is composed of basically targeted copying. I think most people learn pixel art from working with other images, so that's kind of what I'm doing too. But I don't think he's copied from anywhere, as far as I know, anyway. Right. So how do I get? I have two sections that I need to work with: subscription and event, and I need payload subscription type and payload event user ID. Okay. event type equals, excuse me, so JSON from string output is, wait, what? Input code, yeah. So in theory, I ought to be able to go incoming subscription type. I'm not even sure if this is right. Yeah, no. So no. Oh, I see, because input is a typed value already. So borrow, payload, raw value. Okay, so I do need to have basic types up to a point. So let's go with struct, let's go raw Twitch notification. And it's going to have a subscription and a payload, because it'll really bug me if this isn't alphabetized. We'll do it that way. And so many things are wrong. All of the things are wrong. Really? Does it need an import? There we go. I'll drop it in I did a thing if you want to look. It's not pixel art, but I could do those too. That's amazing. Did you like seriously do that in the time we were talking? That's awesome. I see what you're saying though, because that gives him a mouth. That's hilarious. Hang on, let me grab this. Gsave. That's hilarious. I love it. Uh, Actually, I should just be able to paste, right? Yeah, there we go. And then how do I make big? Make big. No, don't paste as layer. Or paste as new image. There we go. That's amazing. Hang on. It's off screen. No. I good streamer. There we go. He's even next to his buddy. That's awesome. A little mouth made of Tony rocks. I love it. But that's a good, see, these are the questions I need to answer. Like, what happens when he closes his eyes? Do they go in the animation? They go flat. So that's so cool. Thank you so much for doing that. Oh, I see. You've got them over the side too. Like, oh man, how do I? Oh, so these are the layers. What program is this? Oh, I see. Right, I gotcha. Oh yeah, like yeah, that's really cool. Autodesk Sketchbook on Android. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know nothing about this world. So many things to learn. Um, I need to go make tea, is what needs to happen. Don't start ads, that's just rude. Um, so we need to figure out a raid type endpoint. Dinner time, 6 p.m. Yes, you're right. A raid endpoint. Someone to raid, someone to raid. Who do I know? Do I know people? I feel like I know people. Um, hmm. You have a suggestion? You know everybody, Fanny Slam. Yes, suggest away. You direct all the raid traffic around all the different streams, don't you? This is how it happens. Oh, I know Grumble of Pugs. He's doing a fruit bat game. He's developing a game about a fruit bat with superpowers. It's awesome. Yeah, perfect. Um, oh, Pugs. I hope I spelled it right. I think I did. Okay. Seriously, thank you so much. Oh, and I missed two follows because I don't have an alert for it. But June RC and Lucas Rapid, thank you so much. Appreciate that. But yeah, seriously, it was very nice of you all to come and watch me do boring things with Rust. I appreciate it. Uh, oh, co-working, nice. Feel free. But yeah, I need to go make foods to consume. So I'll do that. Thank you for showing up. Much appreciated. Okay, here it goes. Hopefully it works. There it goes. Take it easy. See you next time. Raid now. Raid now. Raid now. Raid now.